fun getting out here and getting see the Notre Dame fans and connect with them?
It's great to be here in Fort Wayne. I mean, Play Ball Inc. Kevin's done a terrific job of having Tommy and I come here and have a chance to see everybody. I appreciate everybody coming out and visiting. It's a beautiful mall on a rather brisk, I guess you could say, typical Sunday when it comes to the weather. But no, it's great getting out.
Fun talking to Tommy and kind of swapping stories about times under center.
Yeah, really, I'm more interested to see where he's going to go with his future. I think it's going to be exciting for him to have an opportunity to be able to work out coming up this week for some pro teams. I hope somebody takes a chance on him and gives him a chance to come in and show what he can do. I mean, he's had an unbelievable career at the University of Notre Dame, and you go back 2 years ago and you think of the games that he basically came in and won that gave Notre Dame an opportunity to get into the national championship game. So it speaks a lot for the type of person he is and the type of player he is. And so for me, it's just a thrill to be around him. Us Notre Dame guys, we like hanging out with one another.
I was going to say, you mentioned the winning factor for Tommy. He's a guy that has won a lot during his career. Yeah. Can you overstate the importance of that when you're evaluating a guy for the next level?
I don't think you can. I think you just can't focus on someone's pure talent, how well they throw the football, how fast they move, how high they jump, how fast how quick they are through the different drills. I think you have to take a look at the total package. What's the intellectual part of the individual? What kind of system did they run in school? What were his requirements? I mean, was he asked to do a lot of different things, or was he asked to do stuff on a limited basis? I think Tommy runs the gamut of all the things you're looking for in a quarterback. He's a smart guy, has the ability to be able to make adjustments, came off the bench and played very well, which really is a key thing, too, in my opinion, because you don't get the chance to practice as much when you're a backup. Now, all of a sudden, you're asked to go in and win a football game with no practice, and he did it on a number of occasions. And having somebody come in, take your job, then all of a sudden having that person not be there and go back and do the job that he's done, I think speaks tremendous about his character.
Looking at the next season, another pretty solid quarterback coming back for the Irish as well in
yeah.
Golson. From what you've seen and just from your experiences, how do you think he's going to be able to, jump back in after missing a season?
Well, when you look at Everett, it's almost like he's been redshirted a year. Even though he was away from the system hasn't changed. Notre Dame hasn't changed coaches. So therefore, he's walking back into a system that he is very comfortable and familiar with. I think that's the biggest advantage that he has. And I had a chance to talk to him in the offseason, and basically it's, you have to treat it as a redshirt year. You made a mistake. You learned your lesson. You paid your price. Now you come back to a football team. And I think what Brian has done over the last couple of years is added tremendous talent in the skilled positions, the wide receivers, the running back positions on his football team. Bobby Diaco is going to have his work cut out for him because he's got a bunch of new kids going to have to play on defense. But this is one of those situations where the offense will probably have to help the defense a little bit till they get their feet on the ground. As opposed to the last couple of years, it's been a little bit different. The defense has sort of helped the offense come along. But it's, I think it's going to be a terrific year, and I think Notre Dame, I believe, this year will be one of those teams that people will look at and not give as much credit to as good as I think they're going to be.
How much fun has it been for you to see them the last few years kind of return to national prominence?
I think all is right in the world. When you think about Notre Dame having the type of programs that they have now and winning football games, now college football is right back where it should be. When Notre Dame was out of the spotlight, it changes college football. Let's face it; it's the icon, one of the, if not the most iconic, it is the most iconic school when it comes to college football, in my opinion. Of course, I'm very biased that way, but who cares? I just think that it's exciting to have the Notre Dame football program back. And, of course, it's about time we got our football program back because our women's sports have been sensational. Our ladies are winning championships all over the place. It's time for us as guys to go get one again.
Last question for you. This is obviously Colts country.
Sure.
Look at a guy like Andrew Luck. Where do you think he stacks up right now as far as the other quarterbacks in the league, and what do you think his ceiling is?
Well, I think his ceiling is unbelievable, to answer your last question first. I think Andrew has the type of ability to be able to carry a football team on his shoulders, which he proved a year ago, with the comebacks that they've had. And I think that's one thing you really don't know about a young guy coming out. What are they going to do when situations really get almost dire and desperate? How are they going to react? I felt like Andrew could have come out of college as a sophomore and been the same type of football player he is today. He exemplified all that stuff when he was at Stanford early on in his sophomore and junior year. I think he's just going to continue to grow. And when you look at the Indianapolis Colts, what they've done in free agency, without the draft even coming up, they've added a lot of quality football players. And the Colts know where they fell down last year and getting ready to make the run towards the Super Bowl. I think that they're positioning themselves to be a team to reckon with the Denver Broncos, with the New England Patriots, with the Kansas City Chiefs. If you can't talk about the Indianapolis Colts, then you're not talking about the right team when it comes to competing for a championship.